So continuing with factorizing quadratic expressions. So in this case, we want to split the middle term, the 10x. So before we go ahead and split the 10x, we need to determine the value of AC and AC. I think you mastered it by now. 3 times minus 8, that's minus 24. So we write down all the pairs of values that multiply to give 24. So 24 times 1, 2 times 12. All these numbers multiply to give 24. 3 times 8. Any other? 4 times 6. Now, which of these sets of numbers that we can add or subtract to get 10? Well, we can add the 4 and the 6 to get 10. But the issue with adding 4 and 6, the issue with using 4 and 6, 4 times 6 gives us positive 24. Even though they add to give 10, they give us positive 24. And the numbers must multiply to give negative 24. And hence, we can use 12 minus 2, right? 12 minus 2, that's positive 10. And when we multiply 12 times minus 2, we get negative 24. And so we use these two numbers to rewrite the 10. So we have 3x squared. And then 12x can be written as 10x can be written as 12x minus 2x. Still 10x. And you put back your constant, which is minus 8. Or you could put minus 2x plus 12. They're not important, as I keep saying. As long as the negative is on the 2 and the positive is on the 12. So now we factor by groups. So for the first group, what's the common factor there? 3 is common, and the x is also common. So we take out 3x. And if we take out 3x, we need the terms for the bracket. So we can divide both of these terms in the group by 3x, just to assist us. So 3 into 3, that's 1. X squared into x. X into x squared, that's 1x. And then x into x, that's 1. And 3 into 12, that's 4. In the other group, what's the common factor? It begins with a negative term, so we take out a negative term, minus 2. 2 can go into both 2 and 8. We need the terms for the bracket, so we divide both of these terms by minus 2, just to assist us with the terms for the bracket. So minus 2 into minus 2, anything divided by itself is positive 1 down. So positive 1x, and that's x. And then minus 8 divided by minus 2, remember negative divided by negative is positive. Just the same as positive times positive give you positive. So negative 8 divided by negative 2, that's positive 4. And of course, as we expect, we have a common bracket, x plus 4, and then factor out x plus 4. What are you left with now? 3x and negative 2. Let's try one more. So here's another one. 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. So again, we want to rewrite the middle term. We want to rewrite the minus 5x. But of course, whatever two numbers we use must multiply to give the same value as AC. And what is AC? 2 times 3, AC is 6. Alright? So, what set of numbers multiply to give 6? We know we have 6 and 1, and we have 2 and 3. Now, these are our options. Can we use 6 and 1? Well, if you say 1 take away 6, you get negative 5. But if you say 1 take away 6, you get a negative 5. But when you multiply 1 times negative 6, you get negative 6, and you need AC. You need the same result. You need the same result as AC, and AC is positive 6, so it couldn't be those. And we only have one other option, which is this. So it makes it easy for us. So we can put a minus on each of them. Right? Because minus 2 times minus 3 give you positive 6. And minus 2 minus 3 negative 5. So it's all about rewriting the 2x squared, rewriting the minus 5x as minus 2x minus 3x. And those work because minus 2 minus 3, that's minus 5. And minus 2 times minus 3, that's positive 6, which we need it to be. Good? So we have our 4 terms. So we can go ahead and factor by groups. So for the first group, what's our common factor? The 2 is common. X is also common, so we factor out the 2x. And now we need the terms for the bracket. So we divide each of the terms here by 2x to get assist us with the terms for the bracket. 2 into 2, it's 1. X into x squared. X, or 1x, which is just x, right? And here x into x, that's 1. 2 into minus 2, so that's minus 1. Negative 2 divided by 2, that's minus 1, right? The other group, what's our common factor? Well, x is not common, so it's 3, but because it begins with negative term, we take out a negative value, so we take out negative 3. We'll divide each of these terms by negative. Whatever you have outside here, negative 3. So divide this by negative 3, we get what now? Negative 3 divided by negative 3, that's positive 1, so positive 1x. And 3 divided by negative 3, that's negative 1. Now when you're dividing, once the signs are different, the result is negative. So our final answer, we have a common bracket, common factor x minus 1. So if we factor out x minus 1, what are you left with? You're left with 2x, and you're left with minus 3. And that's our solution for that. How about this one? 3x squared plus 4x minus 15. So again, we always want to rewrite the middle term. So we want to rewrite 4x. But whichever two numbers are used to rewrite 4x, these two numbers must have the same product as AC. So we need to determine the value of AC, and AC, that's 3 times minus 15, that's minus 45. So we want to write down all the set of numbers that multiply to give 45. Alright, so we have 45 times 1, obviously. We have 3 times 15. What else multiply to give 45? 9 times 5. So which one of these pairs add or subtract to give 4? This would be obviously this one. And of course, when we multiply them, we get negative 45, and when we add or subtract, we get positive 4. So we'll put a negative on them and the 5. Alright? So 9 minus 5, 9 times minus 5 give us our negative 45, and 9 minus 5 give us our positive 4, which we need. So we put back our 3x squared, we put back our minus 15, and it's all about rewriting the middle term. So we rewrite the 9x, the 4x, sorry, rewrite the 4x as 9x minus 5x. So it's still 4x now, just rewritten. Alright, and we have our 4 terms, so we group and factor by group. For the first group here, what's the common factor? 3 is common, x is also common, so we factor out 3x. And if we factor out 3x, we need the terms for the bracket, and we can get these terms by dividing each of these terms by whatever you factor out. And that's 3x. So 3 into 3, that's 1. X into x squared, that's x. Over here, x into x, that's 1. 3 into 9, it's 3. So x plus 3. The other pair, the other group, what's our common factor? 5 minus 5, since it begins with a negative term, so we factor out minus 5. We need the terms for the bracket, so we divide both of these terms by whatever you factor out, which is minus 5. So minus 5 into minus 5, that's positive 1. Anything divided by itself is 1, right? So 1x, positive 1x. And minus 5 divided by minus 15 divided by minus 5, that's positive 3, right? Negative divided by negative is positive. In the same way that negative times negative is positive. So our common factor here? X plus 3. And then factor out x plus 3, what are you left with? You're left with 3x. And minus 5. Here we have another one, 2y squared minus 3y minus 2. So we need to rewrite the minus 3. But whichever two numbers we use, they must have the same product as AC. In other words, when you multiply these two numbers, you need to get the same value as AC. And what's AC? AC is 2 times minus 2, so AC is minus 4. What set of numbers multiply to give 4 now? 4 and 1 and 2 times 2, right? So which of these pair numbers add to give or subtract to give negative 3? Obviously this pair. It's a matter of deciding which one the negative goes on. You need negative 3y, so the negative will go on the bigger one, right? Minus 4. So when you add minus 4 plus 1, you get negative 3. And when you multiply minus 4 times 1, you get negative 4. So that satisfies the conditions you want. So you rewrite the middle term, negative 3y, as minus 4y plus 1y. Negative 4 plus 1, that's negative 3, right? And then put back the minus 2. Now we need to factorize. And we'll do so by a group since it's 4 terms. So for the first group, what's the common factor? 2y. So we need to determine the terms of the bracket. Hence we can divide both of these terms by 2y. So 2 into 2, that's 1. Y into y squared, that's y, right? Y into y, that's 1. And minus 4 divided by 2, that's minus 2. Over here, what's the common factor here? Y is not common, so the only common factor there is 1, right? So the common factor there is 1, so we factor out 1. And if we factor out 1 to get the terms of the bracket, we divide both of these terms by 1. Alright, divide by 1 doesn't change the value, right? So it's just still y minus 2. Which means our factors are, common one here is y minus 2. And then if we factor out y minus 2, what are we left with? 2y plus 1. And that's it.